Welcome to Doughboys Double. I'm Nick Weiger along with the Spoon Man, Mike Mitchell. Mitch.
Wags.
No Casey today.
No Casey.
No Casey, but we got Amelia sitting in next to Emma over the producer's desk. Hello,
Dude,
team.
It's a freaking girls' club in here today, Wags. We're outnumbered.
Hell yeah.
We're outnumbered.
Wait, Jemmy's a chick, too.
Oh,
Jemmy.
Yeah, Jemmy. Go ahead, get up there, girl.
Come on up, Jemmy.
Siri just piped in. She's a chick, too.
Oh. Not to mention our vice president.
It's a scorcher out there today, Wags.
It's a warm, toasty day.
In the rest of the country.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
You might as well be walking on the sun.
People forget about that Smash Mouth song. I think everyone thinks about All Star, but that was their first breakout hit.
Yeah.
And my understanding is that first album, that song is kind of a departure from the rest of everything else that's on there. And so a lot of people bought the album because it was this big radio single, and they're like, what the hell is all this other stuff?
He just passed away recently,
He did,
right?
yes, yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Steve
bad.
Hartwell, is that his name?
Yeah, I felt like it was kind of I felt like he had a tough which I feel like people kind of thought of them in a good way. Like, you know what I mean? Like
They kind of, yeah, there was
kind of got made fun of a little bit.
They were kind of a pop culture punching bag.
But whatever.
Shrek.
Because of Shrek, yeah.
The Shrek curse.
That's the whole thing, the
Yeah.
association with Shrek.
Curse.
Yeah.
But dude, there is a bit of a Shrek curse. Come on.
Yeah.
She's being so patient.
Chris Farley voiced Shrek for a long time before Mike
That's
Myers
right.
took over. I was the character design for Shrek when I first moved out here. I just kind of feel bad for him.
For Shrek?
For Shrek.
Yeah. He had a rough go.
He had a rough
But he
go.
found love.
He found love. Oh, yeah, he's doing all right. What was the other band? Oh, Bare Naked Ladies.
Bare Naked Ladies.
Bare Naked
Yeah.
Ladies. They're doing okay.
Yeah.
They're doing all
I think
right.
they're still touring, etc.
Yeah. They should update it to if I had $1 billion instead of if I had $1 million. What do you think of that?
Because of inflation.
Because of inflation.
Because of inflation.
If I had $1 billion, they should tell me that wouldn't be a hit right now.
There's an argument to do that, but I do kind of think that there's something a little bit quaint about, it really anchors it in a time and place when it was authored. If $1 million is a huge sum, It still is a lot of money,
These
but it's
freaking
not
podcasters saying,
Yeah.
$1 million. How
Can't
funny.
you just have fucking fun with it? There's something quaint about $1 million.
I think it's fun. No, I mean the idea of hey, obviously it's life-changing money, but just it's not. It
You put
doesn't.
$1 million in my bank account right now. Bye, Doughboys. Fucking see you later.
It doesn't represent the idea of your whole thing of updating it to $1 billion is the idea. It doesn't represent the same. I'd never have to work another day in my life that it once did.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean, I guess. I just want to have it come back. It was fun. It was a fun idea. Amelia knew what I was talking about. It just is fun to update it. I wouldn't have to eat craft dinner, but I still would. They could do some fun stuff with it.
Yeah.
Possible parody time?
Should it be instead of what's that?
It's possible parody time.
It could be a
To write
parody,
a
yeah.
parody,
Yes.
If I had $1 billion, Joe Biden in the White House wouldn't even be able to afford cereal. I don't know the song.
Right.
I don't know the song.
Wouldn't be able to afford craft dinner because that's how
Yeah.
much it costs now.
Yeah, it's $2 billion.
Wouldn't be able to
yeah.
afford my to fuel up the tank of gas in my car.
What were you gonna say? You were gonna say something when I said about craft dinner. You said, did you have some sort of food alt?
Like Robert Kraft dinner.
Is that what you were gonna say?
I don't know.
What were you gonna say?
I don't know.
You forgot?
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Is Robert Kraft that Kraft?
No, it's a different
No, it's a
Kraft.
different-
What?
Kraft, yeah.
Oh, that's really disappointing.
Isn't that a bummer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
If you could update the song and it would be fun.
What? Give me the name of the song. I'm gonna look up the lyrics.
If I had
It's called If I Had
$1 million, yeah.
If I had $1 million.
I remember singing that at karaoke at a birthday party when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh man, yeah, you're
Wow.
young. You're youngin'.
I
you know the song, Amelia, right?
Of course I do.
All right,
There's
good.
also the Bruno Mars, I want to be a millionaire. Or is it billionaire?
I do think it's millionaire.
Freaking bad.
Oh shit, maybe it's billionaire.
I'm not sure.
And maybe he needs to change it to billionaire too, to adjust for inflation.
I think you should.
Bare Naked Ladies, if I had $1 million, it's written out as a number in the title, the title of the song. If I had $1 million, well, I'd buy you a house. And if I had $1 million, I'd buy you furniture for your house. And if I had $1 million, well, I'd buy you a K car. And if I had $1 million, I'd buy your love. Fun. If I had $1 million, I'd build a tree fort in our yard. If I had $1 million, you could help. It wouldn't be that hard. If I had $1 million, maybe we could put a tiny little fridge in there somewhere. So it's like kind of like already has some mild aspirations. That's part of the joke, joke quality of the song. It's already kind of poking fun at itself.
Did you get to the craft dinner part?
Hold on.
That's Mitch's favorite part. It's like a bedtime story.
Hold on, wait. Let's see what craft dinner is. Hold on. If we could go up there, fridge and stuff, little pre-wrapped sausages and things. Okay. This is not. I thought this would be in the front end of the song. Okay, here we go. It's post-chorus 2. If I had $1 million, we wouldn't have to walk to the store. If I had $1 million, no, we'd take a limousine because it costs more. If I had $1 million, we wouldn't have to eat craft dinner, but we would eat craft dinner. Of course we would. We'd just eat more and buy really expensive ketchups with it. That's right, all the fanciest Dijon ketchups.
What?
I didn't realize how much
What the
food
fuck are
was
you
in
talking
this song.
about?
These are the lyrics.
Did you just make that up?
No, this is all in here. I'm looking at genius.com.
Wow.
What?
We would eat craft dinner and buy really expensive ketchups with it. That's right, all the fanciest Dijon ketchups.
Dijon ketchup.
What version of the song are you looking at?
I'm looking at the fucking Bare Naked Ladies if I had $1 million.
I thought it was we wouldn't have to eat craft dinner, but we certainly would.
That's what the lyrics.
I'd be rich. Wasn't that what it was?
If I had $1 million, we wouldn't have to eat craft dinner, but we would eat craft dinner. Of course we would. We'd just eat more. So maybe you're misremembering how it goes a little bit.
I'm gonna have to listen to this on the way home.
Do you want me to find a second source?
No.
Do we need to stop down for a second to listen to it?
Yes.
Okay, you're alone.
This is another. Hold on. This is just Google's lyrics. If I had $1 million, we wouldn't have to eat craft dinner, but we would eat craft dinner. Of course we would. We'd just eat more and buy really expensive ketchups with it. That's right, all the fanciest Dijon ketchup.
This part's gonna get cut out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, he's right.
But we would eat craft dinner. Of course we would. We just eat more.
This is the issue. It's a live version I'm thinking of.
It's a live
From
version.
the live
of course, yeah.
album.
It's a live version. That's the one where Mitch is right.
Maybe it's
There is a
like-
version where Mitch is right, of course.
Of course,
Can't be
there
that you
is.
misremembered it.
Yeah. It sort of reminds me of like when you would download stuff from Kazaa, and it would just be the completely fucked up version, like the System of a Down Zelda theme.
Yes, yeah.
We're getting DCMA'd everywhere.
Hold on. That's the other version.
Okay. I will say he's kind of right.
You're
right.
remembering a different version.
I'm remembering the live version of it. Which
How
is not,
how did you mostly hear the live version of this
That's what they
song?
played on the radio the most. They played the live version. Did they play it in the UK?
No, I never. Well, when did that come out?
Probably
what
what?
year?
Like, what do you say? Without looking. 1992?
1986? I don't know.
Oh, 96. I was going to say 98, 99.
I have no fucking idea.
Yeah,
I
probably.
honestly don't remember this song.
See, I was listening to Robbie Williams and S Club
that's fun.
7.
That's cool.
Savage Garden.
S Club 7.
I actually hated S Club
Did
7.
you like Oasis?
Not really. No, not cool enough.
No, Oasis is not cool
No,
enough.
I wasn't cool enough. My taste in music didn't get good until I was like 12, and then it got great.
There you go. Our guest today.
1992.
92. Okay, earlier than that.
Okay, I was 2.
I would have been listening to metal as the thing. That would have been like, I don't want to listen to that soft shit. I'm listening to fucking Megadeth.
How old were you at that point?
11?
15? Okay.
12. Our guest today from twitch.tv/Libtron, returning to the show, Libby Watson. Hi, Libby.
Hello.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Sorry about our fight up top.
No,
It's Mitch's fault.
Fine. I'm used to it.
Are you kidding? It's my fault. We were both right. Isn't that a wonderful, beautiful
It's
thing?
a beautiful Doughboys moment. We were
Life is
both right.
beautiful.
Life is so beautiful.
You have to
People
get a
are
couples
amazing.
counselor in here.
Mitch has vetoed it.
No, I said I was down to have a counselor.
Let's make it happen.
Not before I leave. I'm about to leave. I'm leaving in 3 weeks. I'm burnt out. I'm fat. I feel disgusting. We're doing way too many of these podcasts a week. Everyone on here knows it. It's insane. We shouldn't have done this. It fucking sucks.
What did you want to do? You want to just go dark for 6 months?
Hell yeah.
You want me? I would have gotten a guest host. We could have had a guest host in here.
You guys would have sucked shit.
It would have been great.
Who the fuck would you have come in? Who was
one of our countless funny and interesting friends who's great at podcasting? We could have done it, or we could have done it. Hey, our guest is gesturing at themselves. I think that's a good candidate. Or we could have figured out some other way. I think we talked about all these options. This was the best option, was banking some episodes in advance so you can focus on what you're going to be doing in Toronto, and everything's going to be in the studio. It's going to sound and look better.
You wanted this just as much, you sick son of a bitch. You wanted.
What? You think I wanted to bank?
You wanted to fucking bank. Look at him.
You wanted to record more episodes?
You want
what?
You want 6 months off of the show. That's what you want.
I do want 6 months off of the
show. I know.
That's
what it is.
That's wonderful.
And it's hell.
Let's talk about my hell, which was the Boston Celtics winning the NBA championship.
No, we got to do this on a main episode too. But
we're going to talk about it now because Libby's lovely husband Lou is a Celtics fan, and you were telling me a story of his response to watching this title run reach its apex.
Yeah, I mean, he has been crazy throughout the whole thing. Like, he will just be watching it on his laptop, and he's just like locked in. Like, I remember I was pissed at him because I made dinner. I made chicken cutlets and potatoes and what was it, broccoli or something, and it was really good. And I was like, okay, honey, dinner's here. And he was like, I can't eat dinner right now. I can't eat dinner right now. I'm too nervous. And I was like, okay, I'll just eat this chicken cutlet by myself or whatever, because I completely forgot that it was potentially and then was the last game of the series.
Wow.
So,
this is I know that you defended me and said I was kind of right, but Lou was kind of right.
Lou was right.
You did. I mean, it sounds like a great dinner, but it was game 5.
Yeah, and also who cares? Who cares about wife dinner when the Celtics are playing? The wife dinner will be there after the game. But then when they did win, he was watching on his laptop, and he just kind of walked past me and lay on the balcony. And I was like, what's wrong? Like, what happened? And he's like, they won. And I was like, and that's good, right?
Oh, it's great.
This is you enjoying what happened. He was like, I was just so stressed. I was like, well, it seems like it's so fun to enjoy sports. Really see how I'm missing out.
It was stressful. They were far and away the best team in the league this year. I don't know how you'll feel about it, but they're getting a lot of...
No, by every statistical measure, yeah.
You're off online, so I wonder how it will be, but a lot of there's a lot of Laker accounts that that hate on the Celtics.
Yeah,
what do you expect? It's one of the great rivalries of sport.
Yeah, but it's really annoying. They're trying to say it's like a Mickey Mouse ring, which it just isn't. If there's any Mickey Mouse ring, it is just the bubble season.
But I don't think that's a Mickey Mouse ring.
Sure,
either.
they won.
Titles are titles that you play. Who's in front of you?
They won that. They won the bubble season. They won it.
To quote Brian Windhorst, winning a championship means you never have to say you're sorry. I am of the school that none of these championships get an asterisk, and you play who's in front of you, you play who your competitors are, and if you beat everybody, you get the title. That's how these things work.
Wendy was being one of the only people who were cool about the Celtics, but it's funny because people went from hating the Celtics, said we had no competition, and then saying we were going to get smoked by the Mavs. And then we kind of were kicking the shit out of the Mavs, and then people just kind of pivoted and were like, Luka doesn't play defense, and they were giving him a ton of shit for a long time. And then when they won one game, you're zoned out. You're looking at Jemmy. It's okay.
She's staring at me.
She's just so wonderful.
She's locked in.
And she's bored.
When they won one game, I feel like it was like, is this a fluke? Are they going to come back? But it was over with quickly. Yeah. But then now people have turned on making fun of Jason Tatum for his celebrations. Which, what do you want? He's like a quiet, soft-spoken guy. What do you want from him? What do you want him to do?
He's kind of a weird guy, I think.
Sure, he's a little bit weird. So are you. How do you think you would be?
How dare you?
How do you think you would respond on a national broadcast after winning the NBA championship?
Tell you how I'd respond. Wow. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for Lou. I'm happy for the Celtics fans in my life and Celtics fans everywhere.
Weiger was showering like 2 minutes after we won the championship. Tatum. So what if he's a little strange? He's a soft-spoken guy. What do you want him to do?
That's the fucking internet.
What the fuck do they want him to
but
do?
That's the internet.
And he has an iconic moment where he's throwing his son in the air. He loves his kid. What the fuck do you want?
Cute.
It's
it
cute.
seems like so boring to have to keep up with like sports takes.
Sure.
That's just
Yeah.
terrible.
It is
super
bad.
boring.
ESPN sucks. They all are bad now. And you know what? Our listeners don't even like people who subscribe to the Patreon do not like us talking about sports.
Well, we'll stop talking, but I want to touch on it. Let's talk.
Wags, thank you for the congratulations. Do you think that they can pull it off? Can you think they can do a repeat?
I think they can. I thought Denver was going to win this year. I was obviously wrong about that. I think these Celtics would have beaten this Denver team. I mean, that was a pretty.
Did you think they were going to be the
Denver.
Mavs? I remember when you said that the Celtics weren't going to win it. You turned on them. I remember. I mean, you don't like them. You don't want them
I don't want them to win. I wasn't convinced the Mavs could beat them, but I did think that if Minnesota won, I thought they could have beaten them. I thought the winner of the Denver and Minnesota team could have had a chance, but like ultimately they beat everybody, and I think probably they would have beaten Minnesota in a series.
They definitely would have. I think Denver is the only team that they would have would have put up a fight. Maybe.
Yeah.
I think I am actually the reason that they won because these socks I'm wearing are Lakers colors.
Wow.
And
those are cool socks.
I kept seeing them in my sock drawer and thinking, I can't wear those until the Celtics win.
Wow.
I can't wear them until the Celtics win. And I just
agree.
knew if I wore them and then they lost, Lewis would never forgive me. So I'm now free to wear all my socks.
Louie, you fucked up with the chicken cutlet. You should have had a bite. What are you doing?
He did eat it at halftime and said it was really good. So
there you
hubby.
go.
Hubby win.
Hubby win all around. It was a good day. So thank you, Wags.
Let's look. We got Jemmy in here. We were looking at Wally and Irma earlier. Do we have any updates on Digby?
Oh, do we have any updates on Digby?
Old Diggy.
No, not really. She's still. I mean, she's gonna be 10 later this year.
Wow.
She's getting a little bit fat.
Sure.
She's putting on the pounds, and when I last took her to the vet, they like brought out that chart of like how fat a cat is supposed to be.
There's like a cat BMI chart.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, they're like drawings.
Okay.
It's sort of like the Bristol stool chart, but for cats. He kind of pointed out, and he was like, she's like a 7. She should be more like a 5. I was like, fuck you, buddy. She's a 10. But no, she could lose a pound. Yeah. You know? It's so funny, like, the relative weights. Like, you know, hey, your cat really needs to lose, like, 1.5 pounds. And that's, like, a lot of weight for them because, you know, she's, like, 9 pounds or whatever, so.
I got Wally lipo. He looks really good. He's looking really good.
Getting buccal fat removal for your cat.
And Irma got implants, too. She wanted them, but she looks fucking good. 10. You know what? With cats, though, they live very long life. So
she's gonna go a long time. She seems to like living in California. I think she likes it more here. You know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? Just the climate?
She likes the morning sun. She goes crazy. She like lies in the sun and just sort of like rolls around. You know, like in The Simpsons when Homer is like running around on the floor in a complete circle.
Yeah, that's a good move.
She does that.
Yeah.
In the sun every
morning.
That's
a good move.
It is a good move.
Yeah, I guess it is a good move.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool move. Homer's pretty cool.
Homer
is cool.
We went and saw Singing in the Rain at the Academy Theater, and it's first an incredible movie to see in the theater.
That's a song.
Good song.
Yeah. Good whistling.
There is one of those spinning on the floor moves in it.
Oh, wow.
You'll see that in like as a Three Stooges thing. I think it used to be like an old like vaudeville gag that they started doing in like the early comedy pictures. And
I see. Yeah,
that's why Homer.
Not Singing in the Rain today. A heat wave across the country.
It's so hot.
Yeah, you might as well be walking on the sun.
I agree.
It's like being in a memory care facility. Gonna have the whole Celtics discussion again.
Are you my nurse?
Yes.
I know this episode's coming out in September at some point, but so probably will be a heat wave.
Might still be hot.
That's one of the hottest months sometimes here
very
in
often
California.
is.
Yeah.
Used to not be. Back when I was growing up, September wasn't the hot month, you know what I mean? But now it kind of is. It's getting there, August and September.
It was always toasty in September and sunny SoCal, but it was not as hot as it's gotten. It's gotten hotter.
I told you, I remember when I first moved out here wearing sweaters in October, and now I rarely do that. But speaking of wearing sweaters, we're the subject today is very. It's toast for me. Tea is always a thing when it's cold and I got a sweater on, but for For the English, you guys are drinking it there's a heat wave in England right now.
Yep.
But they're drinking it no matter what the temp is, right?
Yes, my mom always used to say on a hot day you should have a cup of tea because it actually cools you down. And I was like, Mom, no, it doesn't. It's a hot drink. There's no way that's true. And she's like, well, and that was it. that was it. Well, off she went having a tea.
I will say, I have gotten more into tea recently, and we should point out you're very kind to us to come in and guest on the show, and you suggested doing an afternoon tea.
Yes.
Which is not a thing I ever do, but I've gotten more into drinking tea in general lately. I got myself a nice hot water kettle from Costco, which we've talked about on the pod in your previous appearances, but it's a life-changing purchase.
Yes.
It's so easy to have boiled water at home now, and to have like tea at the right temperature. And the other thing it's done for me is that now I've become a French press guy.
Oh.
And because I can get that boiler up so easily, it's just like I get to have a steaming hot cup of brewed coffee every day as opposed to using my coffee maker, which I was getting inconsistent results with. And I like the French press quite a bit.
You ever done like a pour over? You've been a pour over?
I have done the pour over, but to me that's just a touch too much work.
Interesting,
like
yes.
Very first thing in the morning, I like a French press is like I can grind some beans, I can put them in the bottom, and I can pour the water in there. That's about all I can do.
Product recommendation for you.
What's that?
So what Lou and I do in the mornings is we use this thing called a clever dripper. And it's like halfway between French press and pour over. So it's like pour over shaped, and then it has like a sort of valve on the bottom. So when you put it on top of a cup or carafe, the stuff. What is that stuff? Coffee. Yeah, the coffee comes out. So the water like sits in there for like 4 or 5 minutes or whatever, and then it comes out. So you get the like the benefits kind of both.
Wow.
God, that's so boring.
No, that was great.
So
I
was riveted.
Why is I buy you one?
Devastatingly boring.
If I had $1 million, I gotta say, in a very a very kind man, Wags bought me my what is it called? What do they call them? The
electric tea kettle.
Electric tea kettle.
Yeah. It's a Chef Man, right? I think that's the brand, Chef Man.
Chef Man.
Yeah.
I love that.
Kind of scary.
Yeah.
Spoon Man and Chef Man.
Here's the thing. When I see a deal at Costco, I'm like, I gotta share this with the world. I'm so excited.
Dude, yes, 100%. I absolutely adore it. I love going around, and Lewis always laughs at me because it's like my most dad thing where every time I see a price I think is good, I go, now that's a good price. And it's like, that's the whole thing of Costco is the stuff is a good price.
Yeah.
I'll say, 2 jars of peanut butter, $9. Now that's a good price.
I brought my mom to Costco. She did not like it. We went there during the pandemic for we were doing, I think, grocery store month, I believe. Mitch's Green Grocery Month.
Did we visit Costco for that?
We did. I thought so. Or did we just eat, or did we just get Costco dogs? It might have been that, too. I have no idea.
I think we did Costco for Hot Dog Month.
That hot dog. Yeah, right. Dog Dough Bark Fest, a month-long grill liberation of hot dogs and pet dogs.
Oh, it was during.
That was during the pandemic because we did those episodes remote.
Look, I have no fucking idea. I don't remember what happened then.
Yeah.
You've done 10 episodes of Doughboys today. You're fucking ready to drop.
It's a nightmare. I'm ready to go north, Wags, to beautiful Canada. Chef Man sounds like the lamest Mega Man villain.
Dr. Wily's just out of ideas. Oh, fuck.
I guess it would be a fun level. There'd be like food and stuff.
Yeah, it
and
would be.
Like electronic, like robot food.
I wonder the closest is they came to Chef Man. Because you look at like the Mega Man 9 roster. It's like they were running kind of thin on ideas.
It would be funny to look at it as like the closest they came to Chef Man is Chef Man. They just did it. I'm sure that they just did.
I had a Dr. Wily sketch I wrote.
For A Kiss from Daddy?
Yeah. I was Dr. Wily and I was pitching my new mans. And they were all ones that already existed. So it's like, no one's got better an aim than Amy Man. And then Dave Horwitz, who's playing my assistant, be like, that exists. That's a very popular. Oh, okay. And then I listed like 30 ones that existed. It was the dumbest thing.
I mean, I love that sketch. I'm just thinking of that theater being like, who's Dr. Wily?
Yeah.
Was the opening to that sketch like, it's me, Dr. Wily, Mega Man's arch nemesis from the Nintendo?
And my whole thing is different kinds of men. I think I don't know either. I never played Mega Man. Sorry.
Let me look up the Mega Man roster real quick. So he has the robot masters are the bosses of every stage.
Okay.
And then when you beat one of them, they're all basically named not universally, but for the most part they're named blank man.
Yep.
So like Ice Man, and his ability is he shoots ice at you. You beat Ice Man and you get that, and now you have that ability.
Yeah, and
so
then,
it's fun.
Ice will work good on like Fireman.
Yeah, you
fight
you up against Fireman, you use ice against him.
Okay.
You'll fuck him up big time.
Exactly, yeah.
Why? It reminds me of a sketch I wrote. Do you remember this sketch? And it's a similar thing where that song "Right Here, Right Now."
Oh yeah.
And it was like I was the producer, and the guy, like whoever, I forget who.
Jesus Jones.
Jesus Jones was like recording "Right Here, Right Now," and I was stopping down the song, being like, "This is bloody amazing!" Like I was just like, and it's like people don't really know this song or care about it. I'm sure that your sketch killed. Wags is one of the funniest writers there is.
God bless you. I think I do remember it going pretty well. Let's see. I don't see a Chef Man on here.
All right.
There was Windman.
Trademark that, please.
Slash Man, Junk Man.
Oh, wait, it's already a thing.
Sword Man, Cloud Man.
You're kind of junk food man.
I kind of am Junk Food Man.
With the podcast.
Grenade Man, Splash Woman, very progressive. How about that?
Not today.
Ladies, we got one.
Ladies, start your engines. Plug Man, Jewel Man, Hornet Man, Magma Man, Galaxy Man. Yeah, I don't think they quite got... Here's what they got pretty outlandish with Mega Man 10. Sheep Man.
Okay, that rocks.
Yeah.
It's like Generation 10 Pokemon or whatever.
Yes,
and it is just a sheep or just an ice cream or whatever.
Come Man.
Come Man's on here.
Free Come Man.
Magic Man, Pirate Man. This is the thing. The other thing, a lot of them are just like variations on hot and cold, because like they started with Fireman and Iceman, and then eventually they're at the Tundra Man and Torch Man. They're just trying to come up with synonymous things.
Tundra
They do like the Captain Planet-y thing. Of
there's a Wood Man.
Yeah. Earth, Wind, Water, Fire.
Pharaoh
Heart.
Man, Skull Man, Needle Man.
Needle Man?
I wonder what Skull Man, who his beam hurt more.
I think that was Mega Man 3, or was that 4?
Skull Man was 4.
4. That was 4. That was
Wow.
4, yeah.
I can't believe you didn't know that.
Yeah, he's a
fucking idiot.
Here's I don't remember the order of going through these characters in Mega Man 4, but because there's always an ideal order, and you figure it out. Like with Mega Man 2, I might remember this. Mega Man 2, I think it's Flash Man, then Quick Man, then Bubble Man.
They have Flash Man and Quick Man?
Well, Flash Man can
flash
freeze
your
everything.
titties. Oh. The little 8-bit titties that he flashes at you.
That's like a thing that your kid would, like your dumb friend would say at recess. Like, shows the Flash Man, like shows his titties. Like, if you beat him without taking any damage, yeah.
Why does I know this turned into a fucking episode of Get Played?
This is like my dumb. I had a dumb friend who told me that Arthur from Ghouls and Ghosts, from Ghosts and Goblins, both the same franchise, but he was a guy who was a little man with armor, and if you hit him with, like, he took one hit,
told me this.
His armor would fly off and he'd be in his underwear. But my friend was like, if you get hit just right, his underwear will fly off and you'll see his dick.
How many hours did you put into fucking Ghouls and Ghosts?
6,000.
Yeah.
Then let's see. Wait, then fuck, because I think Crash Man is last.
We don't care.
I know Metal Man beats Wood Man. That one I remember.
That makes sense.
Then I think Wood Man maybe beats Air Man. Oh, Heat Man I forgot about. Bubble Man beats Heat Man.
Here's an interesting one. Spoon Man's about to beat Burger Man.
All right, let's talk about afternoon tea.
Afternoon tea.
Tea. What a wonderful plant.
Mitch, you want to do me a favor and just hit the switch on that kettle? Boil
At
it.
the bottom of the handle.
By the way, I
Push
should
down.
note.
Push down?
Yep.
This is afternoon tea. We are recording this in the afternoon. This is not some cheat where we're doing this in the morning and calling it afternoon tea, or we're doing it the evening and we're calling it afternoon tea. We are very much in the afternoon. We are in maybe a late tea time, but this is tea time.
No, this is prime afternoon tea time.
This is prime tea time.
I think 4 is like traditional for afternoon
interesting.
tea. Yeah.
Don't be worried.
don't
There
know.
is not a snake in this room. That is the tea kettle.
Are we picking
Heating
that up?
I don't know, but maybe.
You want me to do an impression of it?
Sure.
Just like,
Wow.
Kind of sounds like a nice noise machine playing sounds of the ocean.
Mm.
It's very
Right.
calming.
yeah.
I think there's something wrong with your noise machine, Emma.
I can't tell. It's cute, but I can't tell if Jemmy is scared of the kettle because she's been kind of curled up.
She is kind of looking at it scared.
Mama.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's gonna be okay.
Of course, we're outnumbered by ladies. It's tea time. If all the guys were here, it'd be tool time. Neither of us have ever held a hammer in our lives.
Do you have so we have some teas here that you generously brought them in, and we'll also get to your snacks in a second, but like the tea you brought is from England.
Yes. So, okay, so the specific one that I brought, I decided to bring a loose leaf just to make sure that you got the most absolutely high quality and authentic experience.
Wow.
This one I actually got at Whole Foods, but it's the one that I order on Amazon, and it is imported from the UK. It's Taylor's of Harrogate.
Taylor's of Harrogate.
English breakfast.
Wow.
Wow.
Do you like an English? I love an English breakfast tea. Is that your favorite or?
Yeah, that's to me what a cup of tea is English breakfast.
And you would have that for afternoon tea even.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Well, do you have any other teas that really work for you, or you know what? And maybe kind of a second barrel of this 2-barrel question is: do you have for people in the States who are maybe like, hey, I like tea, but I'm
Jemmy, it's okay.
Jemmy is definitely scared of the tea.
She got scared.
kettle.
She was coming over to sit on the couch, and then she got scared. What are you saying, Wags?
Do you mind if I just pour the tea? Because it's very important to pour the tea while the water
please.
is at its hottest. So I'm going to just go ahead and do that.
I'll keep asking my question while you get the tea, the boiling tea ready to go here. My first question is, what are some of your other favorite teas? And then the second part is, for people who are stateside and are maybe like, well, I'll sometimes just get whatever they got at the grocery store, or I'll get a bulk pack of Lipton, or I'll get whatever they have at Starbucks. Do you have any recommendations of some slightly better teas that might be also widely available? And Libby, for our audio listeners, is pouring into this tea kettle. This is loose leaf, so my understanding is that it's in like some sort of tea canister, right?
Great question, Nick. In this case, no.
No, it's just sitting there in the fucking thing.
Fucking idiot. Yeah. No.
Hell yeah.
No, it's you can get teapots that have the little infuser basket in them. I prefer to just let it all flow and hang out. And I prefer to do it this method, which is you just pour it straight in the pot with the leaves, and then you strain it. You put that little strainer there on top of the mug when you pour. And I think that lets the water get in contact with more tea and just, makes a stronger brew or whatever. A lot of the problem with American tea is that it's not strong enough. It's not tea enough.
Interesting.
So like your Liptons, for example,
But there's also a problem with, and this will tie into this, and I want to go back to my earlier question in a second, but like there's also a problem with Americans tend to oversteep their tea, right? Like they'll just leave the tea bag in and drink them. I mean, I did that for many years until British people corrected me and said I should not do that.
You know what's interesting is that I feel like I never used to really pay attention to how much I was leaving the tea bag in at all. I think I would probably just take it out just because it was easier, but like British tea bags tend not to have the little string, the little string with the tag.
Yeah.
You just spoon them in, spoon them out, So it isn't as easy to take the tea bag out. Like if you take it to your couch to read a book or whatever kind of cozy fall vibes you want to do with your tea. So yeah, that is different. Now you asked me what the good American tea is.
Yes.
So definitely sometimes, like again at Whole Foods, I've seen like they have Yorkshire tea or Yorkshire Gold, which is like that's what I drink every day.
Wow.
That's an imported one. As for American ones, I think the like Tazo English breakfast is okay.
Okay.
But
you see Tazos basically every grocery store, I feel like.
Yeah.
Do you think that most American tea though is utter rubbish?
You love saying that. You love saying rubbish.
I mean, we're wondering if we want you to call someone rubbish.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I think you're shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, yes and no. It's definitely like, I don't know. I mean, I'll say this. I've had plenty of bad cups of tea in Britain.
Sure.
The one I hate the most is the Cafe Nero at the Heathrow Airport bus station. is my enemy for
That's
life.
such a funny
That sounds
answer.
pretty grim, yeah.
Because that's how I would go home. I would, fly to Heathrow and I would lug my. You have to walk so fucking far at Heathrow Airport. It's like miles and miles of walking when you get
Wow.
off. Yeah, it's like 6 a.m. and it's miserable. And yeah, I get to the bus station. I'm waiting for my bus to Banbury, and I'm like, I'll get a cup of tea from Cafe Nero, and it's always just like warm and not hot and weak, and the milk tastes sour.
How did they get that wrong there?
I know.
A lot of stuff sounds great. The bus to Banbury, it sounds like a song. It sounds
does
like a
sound
Beatles
fun.
song or something.
Yeah,
it's
it
great.
sort of sounds like a folk, like a Fairport Convention type song.
Right.
I saw her on the bus to Banbury. She had her minge out or whatever.
I
All of our
sang
songs are
Mrs.
like that.
Murphy's Chowder earlier, and no one knew what the fuck I was singing.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Who threw the overalls into Mrs. Murphy's chowder? No one knows that. It's an old Irish
I have
song.
no idea what that song is.
God
Sorry.
damn it.
We're rubbish.
I like an Irish breakfast tea.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know what the difference is at all. I'd never heard of Irish breakfast before I came to the US. And
Wow,
I do
interesting.
think there is a thing of like, and again,
You
part
guys
of this.
shouldn't have treated us so bad. You guys should have been so mean to us.
That is true, and I'm sorry, and I
Thank
support
you.
Ireland, and I support reunification. I did have all the good opinions. I'm really sorry.
Apparently, Irish breakfast tea emphasizes the use of Assam and has a more robust and intense flavor.
Oh,
just
okay.
like
That sounds
their
great.
just like their whiskey, the Irish enjoy their tea extra strong.
That's
All right, yeah, I'm gonna just pour the tea. So why don't you guys
What's that website mocking Irish people?
IrishTwats.com? Yeah.
Also, you don't know Mitch, an Irish American, in apology. This is a classic
Oh,
Irish
fuck
American
you.
grievance, stolen valor of
That's
like,
fucking-
our people
I'm
suffer the
100%.
same.
I was 100% on my ancestry. Why'd
Yeah,
you
all
know
right,
this?
Sure.
The fuck?
Didn't they retcon that though?
They did, but it's Scottish and it's Scots and Wales.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like 97%
Big
or
diff.
96% Irish and like 4% Scottish Wales. Fucking piece of shit. It's
Libby
taking
is
every
pouring-
fiber in my body to not throw this in a harbor right now.
Libby is pouring, so that it's basically like a miniature spaghetti strainer that is being laid over each mug as she pours the loose leaf tea into each of our cups.
Can I get some milk?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Let's
Sorry.
go, guys, in the fridge.
I noticed Libby kind of gave us a low pour, gave us like kind of low tea.
Yeah, I think that's by design.
Yeah, you asked for a low tea pour, didn't you?
We thought we were going to make a lot of low tea jokes on
Yeah.
I
this.
should have prepped some. I should have had a list.
Well, we fought about too many episodes, and if I had $1 million to start the show off, it took up a lot of time.
Right. Thank you so much. Okay. Give you a little bit of milk.
Now, this is Clover whole milk. Is this what you'd normally have? Do you just like a whole milk with your tea?
Yeah, I like a whole milk.
And my understanding, I know we talked about this in a previous episode, but there is something of a class division in terms of whether you pour your milk in first or whether you pour it in on top.
Yes, that is a whole thing. I remember my mum telling me a story about some horrible posh person she went to uni with, or perhaps the person wasn't posh, but anyway, she told me a story about somebody coming back to private boarding school after she did, to be clear, did not go to private boarding school, but
Yeah.
somebody coming back after the summer holidays, and one of the kids had visited the other one, and they said, well, they put the milk in first to sort of say that they were poor cunts or whatever. And
Yeah,
I'm
they're
sorry if
really
she nicked that from like
wise.
Kingsley Amis or whatever. But,
Yeah. Wow.
but yeah, no, it's definitely like a thing I've heard. I mean, I think you put the milk in after. I don't think it really makes that much difference. I mean, I guess if you're brewing it in the cup with the tea bag like you normally do, then yeah, you wouldn't put the milk in. But
Yeah.
hey, whatever you like,
Right.
whatever, however
Agreed.
you like your tea.
Yeah.
But we are going to do it exactly the way that I like it right
Okay,
now.
great.
So
I love it.
All right, Libby is pouring some milk in.
Clover tea. I like the name Clover for tea. I mean, Clover milk. I've never had Clover milk before.
Yeah.
That's what I make my coffee with every morning.
I like it.
They get Clover milk.
Where's that?
They milk the Cloverfield monster.
That's fucking gnarly,
Isn't that
dude.
sick?
That's fucking sick as
Yeah.
hell.
Now, if you look at the headquarters on the like where you can write to them if you have any complaints, it's 10 Cloverfield Lane.
I thought you were gonna make Irish jokes, so I'm happy with this.
all right, tea's ready then.
Yeah,
So do we want to talk
John-
about scones? as
John
well?
Goodman at 10 Cloverfield Lane. That's who you write it to? go.
Oh, I really hope this is good. I'll be so upset if it's not.
It looks good.
It looks fantastic.
It
very
smells
good.
wonderful.
It smells
It smells so
amazing.
good.
Yeah, I might not have made it strong enough.
Does it smell as good as our what did we eat last week that was gross?
Onions?
Yeah, does it smell as good as the onion episode?
You did an onion?
We did do
We
an
did an
onion
onion
episode.
episode.
We had
You just
onions in here.
You just ate onion like
We
an
did.
I thought
apple?
we
It
were
smelled
just gonna
so
look
bad
at the
in here.
onions, but Mitch did cut it open all the onions and ate some of all of them, so it reeked of onions
It
in
smelled
here.
really
I put an
bad.
air purifier in here after.
I remember.
You're not helping me dodge these Shrek accusations with all this onion eating.
I remember hearing once, like as a fact, one of those fun facts you hear, like, oh, if you hold your nose and bite into an apple and bite into an onion, you can't tell the difference.
Oh yeah.
Complete bullshit.
Yeah, that's
obviously.
not true.
Yeah.
That's not true.
This I look for my unrefined tea palate. I'm enjoying this
pretty
quite a bit.
Yeah. I should have put a little bit more tea in the pot, but that's okay. I'll just think about it for the rest of my life.
You want it to be stronger because I think this is a pretty strong tea
Yeah,
for me.
this feels pretty potent.
You're
Yeah.
gonna knock our
I
socks off.
would go. Yeah, I mean, I remember when my nan would make tea in a pot, they would just pour it and then bring it into the living room, and then they would just sort of keep pouring from it, so it would just keep steeping.
Oh wow.
So that
okay.
thing of Americans oversteeping their tea, I don't know if that's. I mean, my nan also was an oversteeper, so yeah, no, this is pretty good.
Are my socks dorky? Everyone says I need to get low cut socks.
No, you see, I think high cut socks are in now.
No, yeah, high socks. The low cut socks are what people are calling the millennial socks. It means it shows your age if you're wearing low rise socks. You're supposed to wear like crew socks.
So
now.
like this is like a millennial sock that I've got on my no shows.
You got your no
Yeah.
shows,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I
like
fucking
Libby
hate
socks
no-shows.
are like what's in.
Okay, a little bit higher.
Yeah.
I mean, you have
Your
no idea
Gen
how
X
great
ass is-
it feels to hear that. I'm surviving.
Are you Gen X or are you the generation before Gen X? Was that boomers?
Yeah, that is boomers, yes.
I think I'm right on the cusp of Gen X millennial. I think I'm technically a millennial, but I don't know. I feel more Gen X. I feel like I
Same.
identify more with Gen X.
You really? You
Yeah.
think you're more Gen X?
I don't know. I think so.
I feel more Gen X too. We've talked about this before, and it's that sort of thing of and people get mad at me. They're like, "You are a millennial." I'm like, "Okay, fine, I
Yeah.
get it." But there was no term for millennial when I was 10 years old.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Or 11 or 12 years old or whatever. And then it's like people who were raised with the internet.
That's
and
a big-
I was
that's a bigger
not
thing.
raised with the internet.
Yeah.
I feel like if you were born in the 80s, that you could I grew up mostly offline.
Yeah,
And that's
same.
that's a bigger difference than the 20-year age gap, I kind of feel like they should just change the dividing line for
I think there
generations.
needs to be a different generation for people like you who
Yeah.
didn't use the internet when they were kids, but they did use it when they were in college or whatever,
Right.
Because for us, I got it when I was 12. And what a perfect age to be able to see anything.
Yeah, we did have dial-up when I was like a teenager.
Yeah.
And so we had dial-up at home, but I didn't have broadband until I was in college.
Yeah, no, we didn't get broadband till I remember when it happened. It was 1 megabyte a second. This is going
Yeah.
to really change everything.
Right.
It was crazy.
Wow, I can download a song in a minute.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
fucking crazy.
Instead of 20 minutes.
Right.
Yeah,
You know
we have
what?
to return.
We have to return.
We have to return. We have to go back. We have to make the internet slower.
I kind of feel like the whole tempo of life seems slower, and I kind of generally like that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I like that. And I also like that you could just argue about something and then not have it be settled immediately. Like, just that.
Totally.
Like, it was fun that, people could be, like, that, what we were doing about the lyrics earlier.
Yeah.
That would just be a thing that we would talk about at school for, the whole school
For years,
year.
and little we know, we were both right in some kind of way.
Yes, right.
Wild.
It's true.
It's that sort of thing too of movies are going to go away. And it's like, why? Why do movies have to go away? They don't have to.
They don't have to.
We're doing this to ourselves.
Yeah, I don't know that they will.
Emma, Amelia, where are you in tea? Are you
love
tea
tea.
consumers? What do you normally do for tea wise?
I usually do I have a lemon ginger tea that I love.
Fun.
That I can't remember the brand of it, but it also doesn't have the string or the tag, which I prefer for some reason. I think it feels cleaner. The string feels dirty. I don't know
Yeah.
why. But little lemon ginger tea with just lemon juice and honey in it.
Perfect.
It's
Love
one of my
that.
faves.
I love that when I'm sick.
Yeah.
I just go crazy with the lemon.
my
Clipper
stomach
is a
loves
good.
it.
Yeah,
It's good.
yeah, absolutely. Clipper is a good brand that I like for the lemon ginger stuff. That's a good one. Should we try some scones?
Let's try some scones. Am, what's your tea consumption like?
I'm a tea freak.
You're a tea
Hell yeah.
freak.
I'm a tea freak. I love Earl Grey.
Good
Hell
tea.
yes.
At night, I drink Earl Grey decaffeinated.
Fun.
I love matcha. I make my own matcha.
You make your own matcha?
I don't make the matcha powder. I just make
the drink at home.
Irish breakfast, English breakfast, you name it.
All of
I
them.
chamomile before bed. I fucking
great.
love that shit.
Yeah. I feel bad now. I didn't brew enough tea for Amelia to try.
No, that's okay. Don't worry about it.
You know, I'll go in. I'll wash it out. I'll make another one.
No, I'll have plenty later. Don't worry.
I drink did I take you for Irish breakfast when you were in Quincy? I think maybe we did.
We went somewhere.
Yeah.
We
Now,
went
where'd you
to...
go?
Have blood sausage or anything like that, or no? You could have.
We
I've
went
never tried that.
We went to breakfast somewhere. We went to... I don't remember what that cafe was you took me to in Quincy. Because it wasn't Grumpy White's, because Grumpy White's had closed.
Yeah, I didn't take you to Grumpy White's,
I'm gonna.
which you'll love forever. That there's a restaurant called Grumpy White's in Quincy.
That's really nice. That's really nice. I'm gonna put some cream and jam on the scones.
Okay, great. And this...
Because I don't want you to run out of tea before we.
I'll let you do this. Yes, I know that this is important because this is meant to be eaten side by side with the tea. But Libby made some clotted cream. All right, this is like a homemade clotted cream.
Yes, that's right.
Wow. Are these crumpets?
Scones.
I didn't know if the other name was crumpets. I've never had a tea and crumpets. I remember just being if I was an 8-year-old boy and you say like, be English for a second, I'd be like, tea and crumpets. Like I wouldn't know what else to say.
You know what I like to do? I like to say scone, which I know is maybe, I don't know if that's right or wrong, but I know that you can say it. So
This is also a regional difference.
this is also a regional difference. And of course, linguistics is descriptive, not prescriptive. So, but both are valid. But I like
Shut
that you
up.
could say it has a trailing E, but you can still say scone. That's fun.
I took you to McKay's in Quincy. by the way.
McKay's,
That's
okay,
where we went.
right.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's at a McKay's restaurant. I went in there and
I'll
then
get the stepbrother sandwich.
Yeah.
Stepbrother sandwich.
I got in trouble with the server because I looked up.
Yeah. You got to keep your head down. And you got the Vice omelet? Is that what
I
you
did
got?
get the Vice omelet, yeah. It was kind of funny.
Didn't you have to eat it? Oh, I got the Big Short omelet and I had to eat it in a bathtub.
Yeah.
I've never even seen it.
It's good.
It's good?
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Ugh.
So apparently crumpets are cooked in like a pan and they're not, whereas scones are baked, and crumpets also don't have any yeast but have baking soda in them. Oh, sorry, no, I did that backwards. Scones have no yeast but baking soda. Crumpets have yeast but no.
Crumpets are
Have baking
basically
soda but no
bread.
yeast. Yeah.
Crumpets are a bread.
It kind of looks like an English muffin almost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they're very spongy.
Yeah.
They're really cool. They have a lot of tiny holes in them. So what's that phobia that people have of holes?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. And I kind of do sense it when I look at a picture of a bunch of holes. I think it's kind of fucking
Yes.
gross.
Tremors phobia, maybe?
Homophobia. Trypophobia.
That's right.
Trypophobia.
Trypophobia. Yes, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's a big one for that. It's all holes, and they're very spongy. So when you put melted butter on them, they like absorb the butter. Oh, they're so good.
Wow.
And you can't really get them here.
What time is tea time in is there what time do you think would generally be tea time?
I think of 4 p.m.
Yeah.
as afternoon
4 p.m.?
tea time. Yeah.
So you'd have afternoon tea and would you have a little snack like this, would you say?
Yes.
Or?
So actually, I recently went to the Huntington
Library. Yeah.
And
This is
they
great. They have beautiful gardens there, and they have a whole bunch of art. It's an incredible. If you're visiting the LA area, or if you're in the LA area and you've ever gone, it's an incredible place to go.
Yes, it's really, really nice. And they have an afternoon tea thing there. So Lou and I did that for my birthday.
Oh, that's
that's
fun.
And it was very nice. But, he was asking me, like, do people really do this? Because it's a whole production, there's the little
Right.
sandwiches, there's the scones, there's the tea or whatever. And I'm like, no, I'd never, there are tea rooms where you go and you get scones and clotted cream and tea or whatever. But it's not like everyone is like, oh, it's 4 p.m., must go and have the afternoon tea now.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's definitely not that sort of thing. Anyway, I'm going to talk about these. Feel free to start eating.
Okay, I'm going to take a munch. Yeah, because you made the clotted cream on your own, and I didn't know this was a thing you could do.
I basically didn't either. I've lived here for 11 years now and didn't know that you could make your own, and I've really missed clotted cream. But you can do it if you here's the thing. You have to buy pasteurized, not ultra pasteurized cream,
Okay.
because the way you make it is you bake it overnight, like for 12 hours in a low oven, like 180 degrees or whatever.
The cream.
The cream. Yeah, you
Okay.
just pour the cream into a dish, you bake it really slowly overnight, and then when you look at it in the morning, there's this weird sort of crust on top that would not be appealing if you didn't know that it tasted really good. Then you let it chill, and you get this sort of separation of like there's a bunch of basically just milk at the bottom, and then the clotted cream at the top, which is just like the fattiest, thickest part of the cream.
Wow.
And it's so fucking good.
This is delicious.
This is fantastic.
And I know you can buy this jarred, but it's not the same thing, I'm sure.
It's not. I think it must be something to do with American rules about pasteurizing
Got it.
milk, because the only type of clotted cream I've seen here is that like little green lid jar that you see sometimes, and it's rubbish. It's not real clotted cream at all.
That's a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
How big is iced tea in the UK?
Not big at all.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Have you had like Arizona iced tea with lemon, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
It's great in the summertime.
Love an Arizona iced tea.
Yeah.
I've actually recently been making a lot of iced tea. I'll do a loose leaf in a big jar.
Okay.
I've got a lot of big mason jars in my kitchen, so I'll just do like a full kettle's worth of water and some either loose leaf English breakfast or oolong or Darjeeling or whatever, and then I just keep it in the fridge and I just drink it whenever I want, and it's so good. I've been keeping a list as well of places near me that serve a disappointing iced tea,
Wow.
because there are a lot of places where you get an iced tea and it just tastes like water.
Yeah.
Because again, I like
Let me
strong
hear it.
tea. So, I'm very sorry to say brew. I like brew. They're so nice in there, but their iced tea is bad.
Brew,
Alcoves
your
is, like,
iced tea
okay.
isn't getting it done. Sorry, Brew.
Step
Fix
it up,
it.
brew.
Step it up, Brew.
Just put some more tea in that tea, please.
It'll be funny. Like next week we see like brew shutters. Like, fuck. Oops. Sorry, brew.
Sorry, Brew.
I get an iced tea a lot of the times at Little Dom's. I'll go and have lunch and get an iced tea at Little Dom.
Oh, a lunch iced tea with a sandwich.
How fun is that?
So good.
I get iced tea all the time.
I
Yeah.
do love a nice sweet. I love when you put some lemon and sugar in there. I can't help it. But
Man, I like just plain iced tea. I mean, I'll squeeze a lemon in there, but I like an
I
unsweetened
do
iced
like
tea a
it
lot.
too. But come on, if you could have the best, if sugar wasn't bad for you, you could put sugar and lemon in the tea. It would be nice.
I think I still prefer unsweetened tea to sweet tea. I think I just like the unsweetened tea. I like
They're
the tea
two different
flavor.
drinks.
They're two different drinks. Yeah.
Amelia's with
I think
me,
it's more
thank God.
refreshing.
No, I'm with Wags.
Oh, what the fuck?
She's a tea
So
freak.
you're nodding at me and pointing to Wags?
Yeah. I was like, he knows where it's at. Unsweetened tea is the way to go.
It's so good. Yeah. Because for me personally, and again, I don't know if this is partly just because a lot of American tea is weak, but if I get a sweet tea, it just tastes like sugar water to me.
Yeah.
And so maybe if it was brewed soup, maybe what I should try doing is brewing like a Libby strength tea at home and then sweetening that and having that with ice, see what that's like. But yeah, I've been making iced tea and also lemonade so I can make some Nick Weigers.
Oh, hell yeah.
Mhm.
Do you as of course a perfected Arnold Palmer, did you, so you made these scones as well?
Yes, they're really, really easy. This is actually a New York Times recipe.
Wow. These are you did a fantastic job. It's so good.
Thank you. I tend to try and find American recipes even for British food.
Yeah.
Partly because American recipes tend to be better overall because American food is better, but also because things like the butter that you can buy in the UK is slightly different. It has more fat, and flours are slightly different. And, I just want to make sure that like the people who are testing the recipe were testing them with, American ingredients that I can get.
That makes sense. Yes. The ratios might be off a little bit.
Absolutely.
So we've got some additional, there's a few more scones here, and or scones, and then there's some more clotted cream, obviously. Can we give Amelia and Emma some service portions?
No.
Now,
I'll take what I can get.
are they good to
I actually am.
to
They're
self-apply
so
spreads
Yeah, please,
here?
go ahead,
Okay,
go
great.
nuts
I'm just
with
going to
it.
hand this over to you, Emma, and then you can grab that bad boy too.
good. So you put the clotted cream, and then what's the jam on top of that?
This is just raspberry jam. St. Dalfor is the brand.
Wow.
Really like
Fantastic.
it.
The jam is very good. The clotted cream
Good
is
jam.
just so good. And then you did an amazing job making those, the scones.
Thank you.
Or the scones, as Wags would say.
Yeah. See, I'm from a part of England where we would say scones,
Yeah.
and we would laugh at people who said scones and say,
Wow.
"Oh dear, how awful!" We would say. I put raisins in these. They're not in the recipe, but they are traditional in a lot of scones in the
Sure.
UK. But what I like to do is I like to soak the raisins first. This one was Earl Grey, but I think next time I'm going to do like brandy or something.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah.
That is fun.
So you soak these raisins in Earl Grey tea.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, so we went tea mad today.
I love that. The Mad Hatter
yeah.
liked to have a tea party.
Yep.
So there's that.
Yep. He was T Mad.
He was T Mad.
So like
that
Amelia.
was it?
Yeah. Yep.
I think I'm gonna have to make clotted cream now.
It's so easy. I'll
It's
send you
so
the
good.
recipe. It's
Is that
like,
what this is?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's so good.
I've never had that before.
Yeah, it's really
It's
good.
so good.
It's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, no, genuinely very, very easy to do.
I've never soaked raisins before.
Yeah, I've also never soaked raisins.
We got to go home and soak some raisins.
Trying to
I'm
think
going to go home and soak my raisins as soon as I'm back there.
just trying to think of an occasion on which you might have soaked raisins.
When I rushed that frat.
I was thinking maybe a soggy biscuit.
Oh yeah, it could be
situation.
sort of it was sort of a soggy. We soaked
Soggy
raisins, then we
yeah.
did soggy biscuit, then we did a cement mixer.
What's that?
Don't worry about it.
It's a cement mixer when you take Bailey's, right? Irish.
Yeah, it's when you take it. It's actually not a sexual thing. It's like I've done it before. It's like you mix
Whiskey.
Bailey's and I think citrus, like lemon juice.
Oh, that's what it is.
And then what happens is that both things they curdles into like two like balls.
I was
two
about to say
solid
whiskey,
balls.
which you can mix whiskey with. That's
Yeah.
the Irish car bomb is Bailey's
Yep.
whiskey, and then it drops in the Guinness, but it does curdle once it's in the Guinness for too long.
Yeah. Have you ever you've probably had clarified milk punch before?
Oh no, I've never had it before.
It's really good. I first had it at Safi's, and it is like this magical stuff, which is it's punch with milk in it, but it's completely clear. And it's basically that process where you put, I think, like, whatever is in it, like citrus, pineapple is the one I made before, and rum and tea. And you put all that together, and then you add the milk to that, and then you let it sit for half an hour, and it curdles, and you strain all the curds out, and you have this amazing, like, super smooth punch that it's genuinely quite dangerous to drink because it does not taste of alcohol at all. It just tastes like wonderful juice. And
This is at Safi's in Los Angeles?
Yeah, so
Wow.
that's where I had it. It's on the menu at a few places. I'm going to make that on a stream soon. And it's really fun as well because last time I did it, I was like straining it with all of the coffee strainers that we had in the whole apartment. And Lewis walked in and he's like, it looks like you're just straining a bunch of piss because it comes out like purely piss colored. So
Lewis, these are fantastic scones. You're sitting there watching the NBA Finals. You should enjoy the fucking food that gets made, right, Wags?
Yeah, right. Cut to Lewis beating the shit out of both of us.
Easily, just like going back and forth, just kicking the shit out of us. We're sorry.
no. He's very nice.
He's very nice.
Lovely man.
He's very
man.
nice.
And I'm a Celtics fan. I love Celtics fans.
Yeah, big time.
Do you have a caffeine cutoff? Because I do.
Yes.
Like, and I don't
We're
think
getting
this.
close to it, aren't we?
Yeah, we're all past my caffeine cutoff,
It's
but
pretty
tea has a lower caffeine.
Libby, Wags is going to be up
content.
till 9:15 p.m.
We'll be up buzzing, soaking raisins all night.
Like, ooh, and the sun is up.
But I find tea is also like it's a lot less potent caffeine wise.
Mm-hmm.
So like I used to have I would sometimes have like 4 cups of coffee in the morning. It's insane. I
Wow.
can't believe how much coffee I used to drink. Now I'm down to like 2 max.
Yeah.
But if I am like a lot of times if I have a cup of coffee and I want some more caffeine, I'll instead just brew up a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Because I find that it's
4
much
cups
gentler.
of coffee.
Way too much.
You're looking like Anxiety from Inside Out 2. A movie we saw together last night.
Oh,
We
that's
did.
nice. And did you like it?
No.
No?
Bad movie.
You thought it was too cruel to anxiety, which you like as a concept. You think it's necessary to get stuff done, maybe?
There's a lot
There's a lot
wrong with it.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot wrong with the movie.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to get into it.
But we at least both didn't like it, which is
That's
always
nice.
nice.
Yeah, something to agree on.
Did all of our
silently in the car home?
Did all of our friends make fun of us for going to see Inside Out 2 together?
Yeah.
Before and after.
Was it my fault for announcing to them that we saw it together? Yeah. I guess so.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was fine for you to see it together. I just don't think you should have worn matching outfits.
We both dressed as Anger.
You were skipping and holding hands.
Of course. We
gotta.
Yeah, it was a fun night.
Lovely outing.
I whispered to Wags after I said Pixar is cooked. That's what I said.
Oh, shit.
So if there were some younger kids around, they probably thought we were pretty cool.
Whoa, look how high his socks are.
he might have Jack disease. Or they might think that I'm like an old young guy, maybe.
They think that's really cool as well. Jack disease is so cool with kids now. They love that.
We love the movie Jack. Francis Ford Coppola's comedy. People forget about Jack. I do have like okay, so we got this. We're having these lovely sweet treats with tea. Do you ever do anything like savory, or is it almost usually always like something sweet to nosh on?
Great question, Nick. Yes, traditionally you have little savory sandwiches with it as well. So like at the Huntington, we had they were really good actually. There was like a kimchi egg salad that was really fucking good, and what else? Like I mean, you know, the classic ones are like cucumber.
With cream cheese?
Yeah. Although, frankly, honestly, in Britain, probably a lot of the time, I don't know whether they would even put cream cheese with it. It would just be maybe cucumber and maybe butter.
That sounds good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not. I guess it's not all that different. But there is
some pepper on there, maybe.
Yeah. There is like definitely a thing in the UK of putting butter on sandwiches that you wouldn't in the US. But I support it. You know?
I did that last time I made myself. 2 times ago.
Doesn't
matter. I made butter on a sandwich pretty recently. Worked out.
We were lucky to be on Sandwiches of History, and they butter and all the old recipes. You butter your bread, but it was even more so. Like it wasn't. I feel like there was another reason that you buttered it, not just to have butter.
Because the bread sucked, probably.
I think that's what it was. Stale. It was like stale bread.
But I know. I remember what it was. I made some chicken salad with some leftover chicken, and then instead of putting like mayo on the bread, I put butter, and it actually worked out great because I had plenty of mayo to bind the chicken.
Yeah, I'm like a ham and butter classic French sandwich.
Fun.
You know, really good. But yeah, no, traditionally you would have sandwiches. I did an afternoon tea stream a while back with my friend Charlotte, and who is also British. And so we made, what did we do? Yeah, we did cucumber cream cheese sandwiches and scones and Victoria sandwich cake.
That's fun.
Yes. So, I mean, I tend to go more towards the sweet end of things because I have a bit of a sweet tooth. But yeah, I think cucumber, maybe like horribly, I think a prawn mayo would be a classic one to get in Britain, which I think is vile.
Prawn mayo.
Yeah.
Prawn mayo.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
To me, awful. But, you know. That's just the beauty of America is we can disagree and stuff like that.
That also sounds strange. I don't think I would like a prawn mayo. Here's the question. This was all fantastic, delicious. I feel like for a long time we beat up on the Brits for having bad food, but I don't know if that's very true anymore.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. And I've really not been back to the UK enough in the last, I don't know, like 5 to 10 years to, I feel like, to really have a good opinion on this. Also, I feel like if you go to London, you can for sure eat great in London. Yeah. There's lots and lots of great food in London. Now, the rest of the country, I think maybe a little bit slower to get things like Mexican food.
Sure.
Spicy things.
Right.
You know, Nashville hot chicken or whatever. But, you know, you can find like a lot of that stuff in London. But I do think in general, like, is British food worse overall? Yeah, 100%. There are individual things that get made fun of that I think shouldn't. Like baked beans, fucking great.
I love baked beans.
Baked beans are good.
I love baked beans as well.
A lot of people make fun of spotted dick because it's funny. Because it sounds like an ailment. I don't see
what's funny about that.
Do you?
Yeah, do you want?
It's like you're right.
Do you want to explain yourself,
Alex? It's like a man's dick, and then it's got spots on it, but it's like eaten as a dessert.
Never thought about that.
Okay, yeah. But I don't know. Actually, I could eat spotted dick and be like, "This actually tastes good." Maybe it does.
Yeah, I think what it is like a sort of one of our delicious boiled puddings with raisins in it. It is. Yeah, I mean the boiled thing is crazy. My mom used to make Christmas pudding, and the joke was always like, "This is one of last year's that was still in the cupboard," because the traditional way to make it is a lot of like dried fruit and sugar and flour and a little bit of flour, and then suet, which is shredded like beef fat or whatever. And you are meant to make them like a couple months in advance and just age them in the cupboard, like not even in the fridge, but just in the cupboard, and then boil it for like 8 hours in a cloth bag, which is it does sound fucking horrible. And I do think Christmas pudding is horrible. Sorry, Mum.
Wow.
But there are a lot of like puddings like that are boiled.
And Mitch has something queued up. Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you. Spotted dick is funny. You know who else thought so?
What?
My dad. Here's a photo of him.
No way.
Wow.
Holding a thing of spotted
The
dick.
whammer there with spotted
whammer.
dick. How about
That's
that?
so cute.
The last photo I got of him.
He's wearing your shirt.
That's the last photo you ever had.
No, it's not the last photo I have of him. He kind of is wearing my
wearing
shirt.
your
Look at
shirt.
that.
How about that?
Look at that.
Wow.
Wow, you look so alike. That's so nice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That's very kind. He'd probably think I was need to shed a few pounds if I know him, but a good man.
Yeah. Great dude.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Mm-hmm.
He fucking.
We miss our dead parents, don't we, Mitch?
We certainly do.
We do.
You do, especially with not to age this, but Father's Day was a couple days ago, and it's a heat wave. Whatever. Who cares?
I have the joy of there being, for some reason, British Mother's Day is in March. And so
Interesting.
I get it twice. I get that Mother's Day. Oh no, but she's dead. Twice, which is
Yeah.
very cool.
Man.
You know, getting the emails or whatever
Yeah.
from what's a British brand that I might get emails from? The Spotted Dick Company saying, "Why don't you buy your mum some spotted dick this year?" Yeah.
I got
Of all
that.
of us here at H.R. Todgington's.
I got that. I got a lot of text chains that said Happy Father's Day, and then the next day, people just text me during the Celtics game, and I was just like, "Stop fucking! I don't want to."
Shut up.
Shut
Yeah,
up.
right. Yeah.
But anyways, the Whammer thought spotted dick was funny wags, which means he has the same sense of humor as you, I guess.
It's very funny that it comes in a tin as well. I forgot about that. You can
Yeah.
get tinned pudding.
He's got some tinned.
Yeah, you can get tinned, like sticky toffee pudding. I will say, sticky toffee pudding is another highly defensible
I've had
British
sticky
food.
toffee pudding, and I do like it. It
It's
is good.
really fucking
It's
good. I
really
make
yummy.
it every year for New Year's now.
Wow.
And or Christmas, but often New Year's. And it's so fucking good and very easy to make, and you don't have to boil it. That's just one you can make regular style.
I have one more tea-related question,
Yes.
and that is about I feel like I'd say new trend, but it's been a trend for a decade plus, but everyone's crazy about boba tea these days. Do you ever mess with a boba, and is there any sort of overall British consensus on boba and whether that's like tea, you know?
Yeah, again, I don't know. I assume they've got boba in London now.
Right.
I would love to know what they think about it. Those freaks. But I love boba. I
Yeah,
think
it's
boba
great.
is great. I love getting what I really love about it is you can a lot of the places you can customize the level of sugar. And so I usually
yeah.
get like a 50% sweet or whatever, like a Thai iced tea or taro is often a really good
taro's
one.
fun, yeah.
I think it's great.
They'll
Yeah,
sweeten
full
the hell out of the full sugar ones. Are
Full sugars
insane.
are
Yeah,
so
yeah.
potent.
Mhm.
I think those are for kids. That's the only thing I could think of. Like
Yeah.
if I maybe had a teenager, just metabolism, I could handle that much
America
sugar.
was obsessed about Boba Fett. Now Boba tea. What's the next Boba we're gonna be obsessed about?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, hey, maybe Boba Kennedy Jr. could be our next president.
People call him Boba.
Yeah.
I guess it's Robert, right?
I guess it's Robert. Yeah, it could be short. Yeah.
Yeah, Boba. I think
Yeah, it all
works.
tracks. Yeah.
I mean, it was good. I thought it was good.
Have Salacious Crumb as his VP.
You got to snort out of Amelia. Got to snort. We got a snorter.
That's how you know it was good.
Any other tea? You got anything?
I used to say that Koalik and I were like Jabba and Salacious. I'm just feeding him little fucking snacks at my feet.
And then Koalik moved out, and then Jack Allison slid right into that role. Do you have any other, Mitch? Any other tea thoughts or questions? This has been lovely. I've had a wonderful
so
time.
glad.
The top question is, do we have low T, I wonder? Which I guess Libby can't
I don't
answer
think Libby
that.
can. Well, I think
actually,
Libby,
she
at a
can.
glance, she can
Yeah,
answer.
she can probably answer it. The answer is yes.
I wouldn't feel comfortable diagnosing. Hey, that could be another outing episode. You guys go and get your tea tested.
We've
We've talked
talked
about
about
doing
this
that,
as
yeah.
well.
Okay.
We talked about it.
Yeah.
Do you just get your blood taken to get your T tested, or do you?
There are home tests where you just prick your finger.
Oh, so it is from blood.
I looked into this yesterday or 2 days ago. I don't think we would get the results in time.
Got
Okay.
it.
It's a two-parter.
So maybe we could save it for like a scary Halloween episode or something.
Well, you'd have to also schedule about an hour of us crying after pricking our fingers. Pricking, I actually would rather get blood drawn than prick my finger. That sounds bad. I don't like it.
We recently talked about this on an episode where you talked about pricking your dick instead of your finger, and I can't remember what episode it was, but it was fairly recent. Might have been Alan McLeod's episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
This podcast sucks. It's disgusting.
That's awful.
It's really bad. This is way better than we deserve, honestly. But
I just sort of thought, like, I want to be the anti-susser. Like, instead of coming here for free food, I'll bring food.
Oh, man. Come by anytime. The problem is Susser will start showing up.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm surprised Susser didn't show up somehow.
Just start seeing him hanging around my apartment building. Hey, any scones today?
He definitely would take home that jar of clotted cream and nothing else, probably. The clotted cream was fantastic.
So great.
I'm so glad
fun.
you liked it.
I'm sure that I've had clotted cream before, but I don't know when, if ever.
I will say one of the things about the Huntington that disappointed me is that it was not clotted cream. It was whipped cream.
That's a bummer.
Tear it
That's
down.
completely different, yeah.
I know, very disappointing. But actually, Safi's their breakfast, they have a clotted cream thing on the breakfast menu.
Safi's is really
It's so
fantastic.
fucking good.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
I haven't been.
It's really fantastic. Yeah. It's definitely expensive, but one of those places that's like totally worth it.
Yeah.
It's a celebrity hot
You
spot.
see famous people
I
there.
have heard. Did you see anyone famous last time?
Yeah. Sorry, he was asking you, but yeah, I did.
And who did you see, Mitch?
I saw McLovin. I saw BJ Novak.
Wow.
And I sat right next to me, Casey Affleck.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite a lineup.
Novak and Affleck.
Did you see Boba Kennedy?
Junior? Boba Kennedy Jr.?
I saw Seth Rogen there.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Wow, the whole what was a super bad crew.
They
sitting out there.
must have a group text or something.
That must be it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They keep in touch.
They have a group test to go on different days.
Yeah, to go completely different times. Yeah.
The movie's almost 20 years old. Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Damn.
Yeah. It make you feel ancient.
Yeah.
Wow.
Babies conceived during Superbad are 20.
Yeah.
Like if you were watching that movie and you had sex during it, your child is 20 years old.
Which obviously a lot of people did.
Yeah, I'm sure there's hundreds of Superbad babies. 20 years old.
It's not quite 20 years old, but it's coming up on 20 years old.
Yeah, that sounds right.
What was that movie, like 2006 or something like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
It's a bummer. 2007, okay. All right,
we
so
got time.
we got a little bit of time.
Yeah,
17 years. What's that?
Nothing.
Yeah. Libby, thank you so much for joining us. Libby Watson, twitch.tv/Libtron. Anything coming up on the stream or anything people should look out for?
This is coming out September, right?
It's coming out a little bit later, yeah.
Absolutely no fucking idea. It could be anything. But I do some cooking streams. I've made the scones on the stream before. I'm gonna do like a tiki stream soon. I'm gonna make clarified milk punch. I'm gonna make some Mai Tais and stuff like that. It's gonna be fun. So I've really got my kitchen set up down now. So
just for our listeners, not tiki torches. Don't get too excited. It's tiki drinks.
That's right. Yes.
We were at Mitch. We were at Buffalo Wild Wings, and we were with Hayes Davenport, and a fan came over and says, "I was just watching Libby Watson's stream, and I saw you all over here."
Specifically, what he said apparently was to Hayes, "I just saw you on Libby."
Yeah.
Which I think is really nice.
Very funny way to say it.
Yeah, it's very funny.
Sounds like you have an Oprah type show.
Yeah, exactly right. Hayes texted me that, and I was still streaming, and so I said to everybody, please don't invoke me. If you're going to go up to somebody in public, if you're going to say, hey, I saw you on Libby, just say, hey, I know who you are. That's fine, whatever. But no, that was very sweet. They were very apologetic about it afterwards. And I said, don't worry about it. It's cool.
I love it.
Hayes had to yell at Weiger and I to pay attention to this man.
Oh, he had to yell at you specifically.
Well, he said guys.
Yeah.
He was like, guys, because you were sitting there silently, and I was actively trying to look around him. To be fair, he was standing in the way of me watching the finals. and what did I called him? I was like, well, that is there. There's something in my way. That's like what I thought in my head.
That's so funny. Wait, so Hayes said when he was on my stream, he said that you weren't going to go to the live show until the game was over. But that was the one game that the Celtics lost really bad.
That was
right?
the game where they got their asses kicked.
Yeah.
And it was
Game
funny
4.
because we were talking about it beforehand, and I was like, if the Celtics are like getting their ass kicked, I will leave.
Yeah.
And it was at the point where I was like, even if they were down by 20 points, even I probably would have stayed for a while well in the fourth quarter, but they were down by like 30 plus points or whatever. And it was like, it was time to go at that point.
It felt like a test for you from Almighty God. Like he's kind of like Mitch said that if it was a blowout that he would leave.
And I left
the whole game, and he did.
And then they won.
And then they won.
You were rewarded.
I left I told them that they should have set me free and made me not do the show. Fucked up that they made me do the damn show.
It is fucked up because that was a really bad night for you. So
I agree.
It seems like they're really bad friends. You should cut them out of your life.
They are bad. They're mean to it. We're scared of them.
Celtics got dunked on, and then we got dunked on.
Yeah, we got dunked on hard.
What are you going to do? Twitch.tv/Libtron. Check out Libby's stream if you haven't already. A lovely stream. We've guested on it. Would love to come back anytime. Always fun to do it.
She's not that interested. Don't worry about it.
I'm just saying we're available, but thank you so much for coming by.
Anytime. You guys were lovely guests. It was very fun.
What fun we had.
Yeah, it was really nice. Yeah.
Well, hey, that's this afternoon tea episode of Doughboys Double, isn't it?
Ooh.
Cheerio.
Sorry, we're sorry.
We're sorry.
We're sorry.
What a pair of tosses.